Okay, I see Hoàng Sang. Thank you, Thảo Nguyên. Okay, Hoàng Sang. What was your idea?
Yes, so Athens state organ have power to make laws. Is that the National Assembly because according to Article 69 of the 2013 13 Constitution of Vietnam, the National Assembly is the high representative organ of the people and the high organ of state power of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. And the National Assembly is the only party that have the sub, supervisory power over the implementation of the Constitution and laws.
It's that's not exactly directly to explain. The ministry is not the subject to make the law here. You just explain that the National Assembly is something has the power to make law, isn't it? But what about the ministry? It's really is have a function to make it circular, and circular is the law, isn't it? But so can we say our ministry also has power to make law? Yeah, beside the National Assembly. Hải Trâm, can you help me and Hoàng Sang?
I think I have a same answer with Hoàng Sang.
Explain more. But why do you choose? What you say that is the National Assembly is only the state organ has power to make laws.
Beside the National Assembly, I think the government is have their function to making of laws. Because
the government, you say the government.
I read that the duties and powers of the government are provided in Article 96 of the 2013 Constitution. In general, the government executes three basic functions: the making of laws, the administration of laws, and the enforcement of laws. Is it right?
Not really. It's 96. Okay, I want to so that Article 96. What is that? Implement, is that the same with the making? The first is a sub, it's a sub article. Is a sub article 1 in 96. Implement the Constitution, laws, and other laws documents. And is that the same with the making law? Implementation and making law, is that the same? Is that you think? Hải Trâm.
Sorry, I can't hear it clearly. Can you repeat it?
You said that the government has the power to make the law. That's because in the Article 96, okay, in the point 1, implement the constitution, the law, and the resolution, etc. Here is that making a law?
Okay, I understand it. Yes.
So that's not really, isn't it? Okay, I read some answers on the chat box here. We said, I think the law is promulgated by the National Assembly to Parliament. Yeah. And Bảo Ngọc says National Assembly of Vietnam legislature and after law. Sure. Yeah. Most of you answer correctly. That is the ministry is not the state organ has the power to make law. Yeah. Why? Because in Vietnam we are only prescribing, but the National Assembly has the power to make law only. Yeah. So why is that? It's about theories of the organizations, the state organ, a state mechanism that is relevant to the power of state power or political power. Because the National Assembly is the highest the state organ in our mechanism, and it's also represent for the people, description for the people and the power of the people and whole the nation. And it must have the highest power in the system, in the mechanism. So we call that this is the most powerful state organ in the mechanism, and it also has power to make law. And why some other state organ also have a function to make some particular legal documents, but we can't call they have the power to make laws, because that's not really the law in general. We call that is a subordinate the legal documents. Yeah, the legal document. And what about the power here? The power here is not really the direct the making law power, but it is about through the process of the delegation, the process of delegation, the power of making law received that the ministry have just received through the delegation from the National Assembly. So you see that here in our country, we also have some of the state organ have the power to make some particular the legal document, like the Chief Justice in the Supreme Court also have power to make one legal document. Is about a decision. Okay, so it's one of the legal document. It's not only in Vietnam, in the UK also the same. Yeah, we are not ones, we are not only one in the world, but our country also have a similar the mechanism and the similar thoughts about making law and making law process. Yeah. Here, in some state organ has the power to make some particular the legal document. That means it's received power from the supreme state organ, that is the National Assembly. And in the UK, that's could call the Parliament. Yeah, they're not call the National Assembly like Earth. Yeah, this called that is a Parliament, and it's biocular the chamber. Yeah, that is a dual chamber, the Senate House and the Representative House. Okay, in the UK also the same. Okay, get that? It's because the power to make laws is only assigned to the National Assembly, and other state organ has a function to make some particular one just because the delegation, yeah, not directly has the power. Okay, taking your power. Get it? Okay. Now, thank you the answer from Hoàng Sang, Hải Trâm, Khánh Vi, and Bảo Ngọc. Yeah, it's a good one, but I think that is hard question for all of you. So I explain you a little bit more. Okay, get it? Hải Trâm, any confusion?
Not really.
Okay, what about the problem? What about confusion?
So only the National Assembly have power to make laws,
Mhm.
and it is just one side of the National Assembly function.
Yeah,
Yes.
in
Okay.
our country, yeah, the National Assembly got three main functions. Yeah, the first one is making a law, and the second one is the supreme superiors of the checking the system, and the third one is the power to decide the fundamental the issues in the country. It's the main three main of the functions of our National Assembly. Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Thank
Okay.
you.
Mhm. Okay, everyone, we move to the next lesson. It's the function and the organization of the state. We are going a little bit slowly. Okay, now we move to the next lesson, the function and the organization of the state. We have studied about the origin of state, how state is forming, about the process, about the whole of the period, whole of the time of the forming the state, and study about the reason of the state forming. And we already have studied about how a state is represent for the power and how it's still existing in the society. Yeah, it's about the state nature, it's a class nature and the social nature, and we study about the functions. We study about some characteristic, of the state, in Vietnam and also some other countries. Yeah, then we know that every state have its own the nature and its own of the how it is forming. Yeah. So we now move to the next lesson to start study about how the state is working, how it's be organized, yeah, in the society. We know that the state is not the whole of the society, but it's like more likely the organization. But it's had the special thing that is the state is a big organization and really it's got the big the power to compare with other organizations in the society. And of course, the state also bringing with some special things with it, and it's also have of course the special function and the special of organization. Yeah. So firstly, we begin with the definition of function. When we're talking about the function of state, of course we have to base on the nature of state. Yeah, it's not without it's not there without the nature of state. The function must be stick with the nature of state. So we begin with the definition. The function is that the activities. So it will represent for the nature of state and to carry out the mission of the state. So this is a function. Of course, the function is not something not too particular, but the function here is something in general, but this is the total of the activities in one field. Yeah, in one field. So we call that is the function. And the function we could divide into many kinds of the function. So depend on the factor that we base on. Okay. So we're talking about the function, then we have to talking about the target and the mission. Okay. The mission here. Okay. When we're talking about the function, we're talking about the mission because the function is the activity. So as the activity must buy on the mission. Maybe the midterm the midterm mission or the short-term mission. So it's based on the social needs. Okay. So for example, when we're talking about one government and one small society, here is the Ho Chi Minh City. Yeah, I know many of you living in Ho Chi Minh City. Ho Chi Minh City. So in Ho Chi Minh City is one of the cities, the biggest city in population in Vietnam, and it's also we can see that is a small society. And in this society, we also got a government or the local government. Okay, here we got the local government. So how we can see, how we can talk about the function of the Ho Chi Minh City government. Yeah, what's the function of the Ho Chi Minh City local government here? So yeah, to talk about the function of the Ho Chi Minh City government, we have to talk about the activities. Okay, so the activities should be on the mission. Then talking about the function, we have to talk about the mission. Okay, the mission will base on the issues or the problem or the thing to do or the thing to do in a society. So tell me one thing that Ho Chi Minh faced with. Okay, what do you think about the issues in Ho Chi Minh City today in the society, the big thing? What is it in society in Ho Chi Minh City? What about the population? It's too general. What about population? The population is everywhere. Okay. Oh, environment. Okay, and employment. Sure. Housing and transportation. Yeah, exactly. Bảo Ngọc. Okay, I will take Bảo Ngọc ideas. Housing and transportation. Yeah. Maybe the housing first. Okay, this is the first one. Yeah. Okay. So what's the problem with the housing? Lockdown. Okay. Now, what's the problem with housing?
I think that's the rapid urban growth of Ho Chi Minh City, like driven by economic development and massive immigration.
Mhm.
That's put huge pressure on the nature environment and basic infrastructure and service in Ho Chi Minh City. So that housing, including housing and transportation sector, like um, in Ho Chi Minh City, the majority of the local, including the low income and disabled people, so that they cannot afford and access housing and public transport.
Mm.
And besides, but secondly, the resource of the government to meet the resident needs.
The
And
lacking of the housing, yeah.
yes, and
In
there's some like there's a huge gap between the rich and the poor. That you can say that the divide between the district 7
okay,
to the no, not just in the district 2 we have some divide between the rich and the poor, between the villa and the I do not know how to translate the nhà lô cốt á thầy. Yes, that's kind of house.
it's a block. I don't know how to say that in English. It's it's poor in architecture of the housing, isn't it?
Yeah, and
Crisis.
that's my including housing policies are also challenged by the value of the land and the land use right, which
Oh,
yes, that's highly dependent on the social political system and of the country.
okay. We should focus on the housing. Okay. Thank you, Bảo Ngọc. She explained a lot about the relevance, not only the housing, but about the relevance about the poor, about the infrastructure, transportation, and everything. Now the housing, we just focus about how the prices. Okay, the prices, and it's lacking of the medium side. Yeah, it's something there is it's a cheap house for all of the pupil, okay? Because the poor pupil is a problem here. And the lacking of the houses and about the prices. And also something relevant to the land resources to build the house is also relevant to the housing, the problem, okay? We just talking and focus about those things, okay? To highlight about the Ho Chi Minh City government function. So the mission here is to deal with the problem with the housing. Yeah, to deal the problem, the housing problem. Oh. Is that problem? Housing problem. So that is a mission, maybe the midterm mission of Ho Chi Minh City. Then the Ho Chi Minh City government have to do with its best, okay, its best, try to deal with that problem. Yeah, we are not caring about the housing for the rich people because they is not owning one house, maybe more than one, and they also buys the lands everywhere for for investment, yeah, for storing, I don't know, but we're not caring about it. We're caring about the poor people who has difficult ability, has a difficult ability to reach the house, okay, the dream house. At least there's one place to live, okay. So the Ho Chi Minh City government should do something with that mission, yeah, like to depress yeah, to reduce the housing prices. That is the government should do, isn't it? Yeah. To what? To make the house, the prices, it's easier to reach. Yeah, easier to reach. Like you're a student, then you just graduate. After graduation, you need something, somewhere to live. Okay, yeah, somewhere to work, of course. Yeah, you can, yeah, find your job. It's not too difficult, but to find a place to live, your own house is not easy at all, especially today's situation. Yeah, the housing prices, yeah, increase sharply, okay, rapidly, and we seemingly is likely is never have the ability to reach the house, Who called me? Sorry, I got a call. Oh no. Yeah, it's not easy to reach the house, and we also to deal with that problem, and that is a mission of the Ho Chi Minh City, the local government here. Then we should say that, back to the definition, to deal with the mission relevant to the housing is also one of the to major function of the state, or the government. Is here is the local government. And in including the activity here is not only in the housing, it's not in, it must be the transportation. Transportation is also the infrastructure. It's also the environment, about the pollution, is about the public transportation. It's about the social security. This is a lot of things. So all of the activities that's the society rising from the society, and need to do by the Ho Chi Minh City local government. Okay, so yeah, all of them, yeah, consist together, stand together to have one of this function. Like we could call that is the social function, or the social security, or something relevant like that. It's a function of the Ho Chi Minh City government. Okay. So the mission here, back to the example about the housing. The mission here is a state the state is as a target that the state has to settle. Here's something like the housing. Like what about the target? Here it should be settled by the government. Like we should reduce about the housing, the prices from about 1 billion dong to something is 800,000. Okay, dong a house, an apartment. Average, is for everyone easier to reach about the house, about the apartment for everyone, isn't it? Okay, it's about the target. Okay, so when we're talking about the mission, we're talking about the target. The target is rise from the society, and also is settled by the government also. Yeah, so we say that is the target has the subjective, the subjective, and also the objective. Also the objective, because it's based on the government and also based on the social needs. Okay, so it's something is objective and something is the subjective. Okay, so you see, the function here. So there is not only one problem the local government has to do, but a lot of things. Okay, a lot of the issue like the stock, the economy lies in the economy, like the stock market, like the investment, like in the FDI investment environment, about the policy of import and export, is about the banking and the capital support from the government. It's also the problem and the issue and the thing to do in the society. It's in many fields. Okay, so it should consist together to settle the function. Of course, there is the function of the state, of course, but some activities to deal with the mission, to get to reach the target. It could be called the function of the state. Get it? Okay, get it, everyone? Hơi rối rắm đúng không? Thầy sẽ nói một chút xíu tiếng Việt nhưng có thể các bạn sẽ thích hơn. Về cơ bản ấy, cái chức năng của nhà nước ấy, về cơ bản ấy, cái chức năng của nhà nước ấy thì nó sẽ phải dựa vào cái bản chất nhà nước. Cái đó tất nhiên, tại vì chúng ta học trong bài bản chất đấy, thì cái bản chất chính là những cái bên trong mà nó sẽ định hướng cho những cái sự phát triển ở bên ngoài của nhà nước. Thì những cái bản chất thì chúng ta không nhìn thấy được. Tuy nhiên cái chúng ta dễ nhận thấy là cái chức năng, bởi vì chức năng chính là những cái hoạt động, chức năng chính là hoạt động của nhà nước. Thì những hoạt động đó thì nó sẽ thể hiện cái phần nào cho xu hướng cũng như cái bản chất của nhà nước. Và nói chức năng là các cái hoạt động, bởi vì các hoạt động là do các nhu cầu xã hội, các nhu cầu xã hội nó đặt ra, đúng không? Ví dụ nhu cầu giải quyết về công ăn việc làm, nhu cầu về nhà cửa, nhu cầu về xử lý vấn đề về môi trường, nhu cầu vấn đề giao thông, tức là rất là nhiều vấn đề đặt ra trong cuộc sống, đúng không? Những cái vấn đề lớn, vấn đề chung thì đương nhiên là nó không thể là cá nhân giải quyết được, mà cái đó sinh ra để cho nhà nước giải quyết, đúng không? Ông An Thiền, ông nhận cái chức năng, ông nhận cái nhiệm vụ từ cộng đồng, từ xã hội thì ông phải làm. Đó chính là cái chức năng cũng như là cái nhiệm vụ của nhà nước. Thì chức năng nó gắn liền với nhiệm vụ, bởi vì cái nhiệm vụ thì nó lại gắn với việc giải quyết các cái công việc cụ thể. Thì khi mà hiểu chức năng, chúng ta cần phải tìm hiểu về cái mission. Cái mission này thì chính là các cái công việc cần phải giải quyết nó cụ thể hơn các chức năng, đúng không? Các mission thì nó liên quan đến các activities. Okay. Các activity, các hoạt động của nhà nước ấy, thì nó phải dựa vào trên các vấn đề cần giải quyết, và vấn đề chính là các cái mission. Như thầy lúc nãy thầy nói vấn đề về môi trường, vấn đề công ăn việc làm, vấn đề giáo dục, vấn đề y tế, vấn đề về bệnh, nói chung rất là nhiều các vấn đề trong xã hội, đúng không? Nhà nước đã giải quyết các thể loại, đúng không? Nó bao trùm các vấn đề, các cái lĩnh vực khác nhau mà, đúng không? Tất cả các vấn đề, các lĩnh vực khác nhau. Có điều nó tham gia sâu, tham gia nông giải quyết vấn đề đó thôi. Những vấn đề nổi bật chúng ta đã lấy ví dụ rồi, thì ví dụ như vấn đề môi trường chẳng hạn, bên cạnh vấn đề housing lúc nãy, thì vấn đề môi trường nó cũng đặt ra những câu hỏi lớn và những vấn đề cần phải giải quyết ở trong, ví dụ trong thành phố này. Đó. Thì đương nhiên là nhà nước ông phải đứng mũi chịu sào, ông phải giải quyết trước chứ. Tất nhiên là môi trường không chỉ riêng nhà nước đâu, mà các cá nhân, các doanh nghiệp, các chủ thể khác cũng tham gia, nhưng nhà nước phải là đầu tàu, đúng không? Bởi vì ông quản lý xã hội mà, sinh ra ông không làm thì ai làm, đúng không? Ông phải đi trước, ông phải định hướng, ông phải có chính sách, ông phải có kế hoạch, ông phải ra tay, đúng không? Không phải trông chờ sự tự nguyện của cộng đồng được. Đó. Thế thì giải quyết vấn đề môi trường ấy chính là đang làm một cái mission đó, thì để làm đạt đến một cái target nhất định. Cái nhiệm vụ đó sẽ gắn liền với một cái mục tiêu, thì một cái mục tiêu ấy, thì nó sẽ do cái nhà nước đặt ra, và đồng thời cũng do chính cái thực tế nó đặt ra. Cho nên thầy mới nói là objective với cả là subjective là vậy. Không biết là các bạn có nghe được không? Subjective nó là cái tính chủ quan, và objective chính là tính khách quan. Xã hội đặt ra thì nó là khách quan, còn nhà nước cũng phải đặt ra chính là cái tính chủ quan trong mỗi một cái target như vậy, đúng không? Ví dụ tôi nói là môi trường là phải đảm bảo là mức ô nhiễm giảm từ mức 5 xuống mức 4, phải lấy ví dụ như vậy. Từ mức 5, mức rất là nguy hiểm, xuống mức 4 hoặc thậm chí là mức 3, mức trung bình, tức là không nguy hại đến sức khỏe nữa, trong thời gian là 5 năm. Đấy, 5 năm đó nhà nước sẽ phải làm rất là nhiều vấn đề. Nói chung là activity thì liệt kê nhiều lắm, đúng không? Rất nhiều việc. Thì đó chính là một trong những các cái chức năng của nhà nước, chức năng trong việc là kiểm soát, điều hành các cái vấn đề về môi trường, đúng không? Cũng là một chức năng của nhà nước. Tuy nhiên thì có rất nhiều các mission, rất nhiều các target sẽ hợp lại thành một cái chức năng, và có nhiều loại chức năng ấy, nó gom lại thành một nhóm các chức năng, và các nhóm chức năng đó hợp thành tổng thể toàn bộ cái chức năng của nhà nước, đúng không? Nó giống như là một cái bó củi, đúng không? Một cái bó các cái chức năng nhà nước, nó sẽ gom thành từ nhiều các cái thể loại, nhiều các cái nhóm chức năng khác nhau. Chúng ta sẽ đi vào việc phân loại, chúng ta sẽ dễ hiểu hơn ha nhé. Chắc các bạn có vẻ khoái nghe tiếng Việt. Okay, now we move to classifying the functional state. Okay. It's been on the base the basement. It's the basics after the characteristics. The basics. So the first one is based on the legal activities. We should divide the function of the state into 3 main functions. Okay, the first one is legislative function, the second one executive, last one is judicial. All you know about those functions. Okay, and in the legislative function, so what activity? Yeah, remember the function is activity. Okay, I remind you the function is activity. Then when I'm asking that, what about what the activities, or what about the legislative function? So you should answer what you would answer me in legislative function. Thủy Tiên.
The function is to make laws.
It's easy, isn't it? Really easy, isn't it? Legislative function is simply making laws. Yeah, Bảo Ngọc.
Yeah, I agree with Thủy Tiên. That's enacting the law and appropriating the money necessary to operate the government.
What again? Send what?
Appropriating the money necessary to operate the government.
What about operate the money? Tell me a little bit more.
Like let me.
You talking about National Assembly activities?
Not really. Let me translate it in my mind.
Okay. 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 Make the constitution, amend the constitution. Not only constitution, Khánh Vy. You should know that the law is not only one. How many is the legal document in Vietnam? So as the data collected, estimate 20,000 just single document, yeah, in our country, and it's increasing the number time by time. It's not only the constitution, the law mean we divide the law into two kinds. Yeah, the first one is a law, and the second one is subordinate, the legal document. Văn bản luật và văn bản dưới luật. Okay, the laws mean the legal document that is made by the National Assembly, and the subordinate is the legal document is made by the other state organs, but not the National Assembly. Okay, not National Assembly. Tức là văn bản luật và văn bản dưới luật. Văn bản luật là do Quốc hội ban hành, các cơ quan Quốc hội ban hành. Văn bản dưới luật là các cơ quan khác ban hành. Văn bản luật và văn bản dưới luật nha các bạn. Sau này các bạn sẽ được học. Thầy nói trước như vậy. Yeah. So not only the Constitution, okay? The main function of the state is making laws. We use a really general term. It's making law, okay? Making law. Oops. Oh. Yeah, making law. Law is the law, part of the legal document. It's a legal document. System. What's wrong? System, okay? Making law. Yeah. So why we have to divide the function into the legislative function? Because the without the rules, without the laws, so the state can't do anything, including the implementation function. Here's the executive function. Without the law, we can't do anything. Okay, so when you're going to buy something in the store, that means some of the regulation to adjust your behavior is made by the legislative function. When you riding your bikes, your motorbikes maybe, then there is something affected by the legislative functions, because you go to the street, go on the streets, yeah, you're joining the transportation, yeah, you're using infrastructure. All everything must be on the laws, isn't it? You go into the school, it's also something promulgated by the legislative function, by the state organ making law. Okay, almost everything is affected by the legislative function in the country. Cái vấn đề về lập pháp nhìn vậy thôi, nói làm luật, nhưng thực ra nó rất nhiều lĩnh vực các bạn, nó bao trùm. Chúng ta không chỉ nói một hoạt động mà nó rất nhiều hoạt động trong việc ban hành trong rất nhiều lĩnh vực các bạn. Nếu các bạn đi ra đường, các bạn sẽ bị điều chỉnh bởi luật giao thông đường bộ, các cái luật xử lý vi phạm hành chính, các cái luật liên quan đến vấn đề sở hữu, đúng không ạ? Chúng ta đi xe của ai, chúng ta có mượn hay là chúng ta đi ăn cắp, thì nó cũng sẽ bị điều chỉnh. Tức là một cái hành vi của mình thực hiện trong cuộc sống, thì cái legislative function này, gián tiếp hoặc trực tiếp, ít hay nhiều nó cũng đã ảnh hưởng rồi. Cho để nói được độ rộng lớn của legislative function là nó lớn như vậy, chứ không phải nó chỉ nằm gói gọn ở trong các văn bản, một hay hai văn bản đâu không. Chúng ta đi ăn, chúng ta đang thở, chúng ta đang chạy, chúng ta đang học là đều bị ảnh hưởng, đều bị tác động, đều có sự tham gia của legislative function. Chúng ta đang sống một môi trường pháp lý, một môi trường mà có sự bảo vệ của pháp luật, đúng không? Quyền được sống được quy định trong hiến pháp này, đấy cũng là legislative function, đúng không? Quyền được tự do đi lại này, quyền bất khả xâm phạm về thân thể, về chỗ ở này, các quyền cơ bản đó thì đều được hiện thực, đều được là quy định thông qua các hoạt động của legislative function. Đấy lý do chúng ta chia nó ra thành là cái legislative function và các cái function khác, đúng không ạ? And based on the legal activities. It's a one characteristic we is based on to devise the function of the state. Okay, then we divide the executive function, and the judicial function. The executive function is including a lot of activities relevant to implement about the law made by the legislative function, legislative procedure. Okay, and the judicial function is narrow. It's consists of the lesser activity to compare with the legislative and the executive function of the state. The judicial is only about the activity in the courts and something around the court activity, like the hearing, the trial, like the judgment, the decision made by the court and to the hearing in the trials. Okay, it's about the judicial function. I'm sorry. So by on the fields of activity, we should divide the function of state into the economic function. You could guess what activity state could do in the economic function. Like in, like I mentioned before, like in investment, the policy. The state could enact the law and the policy about directly investment from the foreigners. Price stabilization, sure. Yes, we are still doing it. Recently we have the meeting of the National Assembly. We discussed a lot about the price stabilization. Okay, the taxation, sure. Taxation, the stock market, about the gas prices. Exactly. We are doing it. We are doing it. So it's something, some activity in the state do in the economic function. Then beside that, there's a lot of other activity they are doing every day. Every day. So we should divide into the social function. What was social function or activities here? In like education? Is any the state hands in the education? What state do in the education? What state do in the education? State do nothing. Maybe you are now it's not receive any of the profit from the state during taking the course in the university, so you are not care about the state function in the education. Okay, eliminate the iteration. Eliminate. It's something. But eliminate is impossible, isn't it? Education reform. Yes, they are doing. Invest into the education to build a new school, and not in a university. Again what? Can be again what? Building the school in the highlands area, maybe. And you know that all of the ethics are minority pupil students. They are supported by the state. They are freely to go to school without any fee, no tuition, no construction fees, and no nothing. Just go to school and study. And every month they also get the money supporting the wages from the state. It also the state of that's true. The scholarship, like they call how to call that money, the allowance. In English they call that allowance, trợ cấp, allowance. The allowance to the student in the highlands This is about the state activity. Without state, they hardly to go to the school. Yeah, they could leave the school, yeah, to work. Yeah, with their family, and to go to doing something on the farm. Yeah, sitting in the exams, the life national exam. Yeah, they're doing on this, but I think it's never this battle is never end. But it's now the teaching international examination now is much better. Yeah, now it's much better, but it's not perfect. Yeah, I think so. They keep doing forever. Okay, so based on the domain of activities, the state we should divide the function into internal affair function and external affair function. Yeah, the internal affair function, there is a lot of activities inside the territory. Yeah, you should say that some economic activity, social activity, but inside the country, inside territory. So we call that this internal affair function. So then some of the activity of the external affair function, like defense, yeah, defending before the attacking from other subjects, yeah, outside subject by the other country, the other organization to attack our country. It's also external affair function. We defend our country by the military troop, military force. Okay, these are from external affair function, and the second one of the external affair function is the diplomacy activity. Yeah, we go to make friends with every nations on the world. Yeah, we joining into the treaties, we joining into the international organization. Yeah, like the UN, the WTO, the UNICEF, and a lot of these treaties. Yeah, we are making friends. We are cooperate with many other the subject, international subject. Yeah, including nation and other the international organization. Yeah, and one more thing, one activity is the to ensure about the peace on the world. Okay. Yeah, that's something to sometimes beyond our reach, but we try to do. Like we send the troops, we send the military doctors, yeah, to South Sudan. South Sudan. Do you know about that activity? To join to the UN military, yeah, to protect about the peace in South Sudan and to support the people, yeah, the people, yeah, the innocent people in that country. Also, that is an external affair function. Okay, hopefully you get up. So here, the third one is the way to carry out the function of the state. There are some ways to carry out the function of the state. When you going to take the course or to study one subject more particular, when you are going to take one subject like my subject, then you have some ways to carry out that activity. Okay, that function, that's job. Okay, so you should take the subject by the first thing is listen to the lecture. The second way is to doing the home exercise. Yeah, self studying, like self reading, researching, yeah, discovering, practicing yourself. Yeah, and some other ways I just study with the other friends, discussion, group working, yeah, a lot of ways to take. Okay, so let's you could finish by pass the subject. This is going to carry out something. Here in the state circumstances, yeah, we're talking about some ways to carry out function. The first one is cohesion. Yeah, we have studied about the special of the state. The state have a special public power. Okay, so I explained before that the special public power or state public power mean cohesion mechanism. Cohesion mechanism. So here to carry out function is really similar. Okay, when it's the state doing their job, yeah, doing the activities to finish with the mission, yeah, to reach the targets. So besides some other ways, the cohesion is one of the first, the priority to apply, to use, yeah, to carry out the function. Yeah. Normally you see the cohesion in the criminal and the administrative. You normally see that. And sometimes you see the administrative is not only in the normal activity of the pupil, but in the economic also. Like you know, the scandal with the billionaire Nguyễn Trịnh Văn Quyết. Okay, he's illegally sells his stock, yeah, not through the stock exchange center, but by himself. So what's the sanction that him got from the state by doing something just illegally? You know, that's a scandal on the stock market. Who's interested about stock market?
Is that the president of FLC?
Yeah, yeah. You know what his background?
I just remember that he's the chairman of FLC group, and
What's the major he studied in university, you know?
law and economic.
Law.
Hà Nội Law
Yeah,
University,
yeah,
right?
exactly. He's like the older brother in the, yeah, older the course, I don't know how to call that. He studied before me few courses. Yeah. Yeah, he's billionaire. Yeah,
I
be
think
like him.
he's
Be rich like him. He's
Yeah.
taking about the law.
like lách luật, is that right?
What again?
Like he studied law and he know the lack of the Vietnamese law.
The gap, like the gap.
Yes.
Yeah, the gap, the law. Sure, of course. Everyone who study law, of course, to obey the law. But besides that, in the businesses, in the businesses, they could how to call that? They could take advantage by knowing about the gaps of the law. Maybe, but I'm not encouraged to do something illegally. But sometimes we have to apply the knowledge to escape, to go through the gap, the laws. Maybe. Yeah, we get we take that example because yeah, there is a cohesion apply on the particular thing. But like a particular scandal here, the situation here, he's doing something illegally, so he was fined, okay, or fined by the state Yeah, of course, here is a state representative, not in zero. Here is stock exchange center. Yeah. Fine him. Yeah. Khánh Vi gave me. Yeah. He will fine 1.5 billion dong. So they study to convent to the. Yeah, it's hard to say. Khánh Vi has hard to say. When you are over 40, then we should conclude about the law and about the life. Yeah, when you're doing the business, not easy at all. Yeah, of course, I'm not supporting for the illegal things, illegally activity like treatment quit dirt. No, I'm not support that one. He's capitalist. Capitalist is something takes a lot of advantages from the society, and I know that he did a lot of the illegally things. Yeah, that's not good. Don't take the advantages on the poorest. Okay, the poor people. Yeah, something is immoral, yeah, evil. No, don't be evil. Ego, like Google statement. Okay, don't be evil. Yeah, it has a good cohesion. So we call administrative. The fine, yeah, the punishment here is a fine. We call that administrative in the economic. Okay, yeah, to find someone, yeah, in stock market, it's about cohesion. Cohesion for what? Cohesion to ask everyone to obey the law, not breaking it. Okay, please. Yeah. So the second way is to inducement and persuasion. This way, the state really care and normally apply before the cohesion. Before cohesion, and normally we apply to the situation that's not too serious. Yeah, they're breaking law but not too serious. In inducement and persuasion. Like if you are a student in high school student, maybe you were, okay, then before you get you reach the age to get the driving license, you could get some of the inducement and persuasion from the state organ, like from the police. They could send an official to your school to talking about the law, transportation law, about the driving rules on the street, yeah, to educate you, and inducement and something like to purchase you. Yeah, just obey law, please. I tell you, I'm backing you. Yeah, don't break the law. But a lot of the students, yeah, breaking the law. Many students love speeding. Okay, when they are on the bike, yeah, they like racer who love speeding in the class. Có hay đua xe không các bạn? Lớp mình ngoan quá đúng không? Không có ai tham gia mấy cái trò đó đúng không? Thầy lấy ly nước. Có ai không có bằng lái trong lớp không? Bốc đầu đua xe. Hải Trâm, em có ngồi sau tay lái của bạn nào mà bốc đầu chứ đây? Chưa đấy. Đấy chưa luôn. Chưa mà chưa có bằng, mà chưa mà có chưa lái xe không? Rồi. Chắc cái này khó đúng không? Tuổi trẻ, đúng không? Tuổi trẻ sống vì đam mê. Đặng Hoàng Phước Sang bốc đầu. Các bạn online với nhau mà đã gặp nhau bao giờ đâu mà biết nó bốc đầu. Wow, congratulations Hải Trâm. Yeah. You're a good girl. Oh my god. Nắm đầu thằng khác hả? Rồi em thật là hơi hung một xíu. Có clip luôn hả? Hoàng Phước Sang hả? Gửi cho thầy nha. À đúng rồi. Tuổi trẻ ta hết mình với những thứ gọi là đam mê. Xe mẹ mua còn đua thì mẹ mắng, hoặc là xe mẹ mua còn đua thì mẹ lấy lại, làm gì có không đua mẹ mắng, thật là phản động quá đi mà. Quá giỡn gì. Thầy biết là nhiều đứa sinh viên, nhiều bạn sinh viên rất khoái cái món này, độ xe, đua xe. Mấy bạn nữ mẹ bây giờ nghịch lắm. Trong đó là có Khánh Vy. Nếu các bạn đang đi trên đường mà làm sai trong luật lệ giao thông, các bạn sẽ gặp các chú cảnh sát. Đó. Chặn lại, kêu là tại sao nó đi sai như vậy, có thể là đi ngược đường nghe hả. Thông thường họ sẽ nhắc nhở đối với các bạn trẻ dưới 18 ha. Còn những người lớn thì thông thường họ phạt các bạn. Persuasion thì áp dụng với trường hợp nhẹ thôi, đúng không? Trường hợp mà phạm tội nặng thì làm gì có persuasion các bạn. Thông thường các lỗi về giao thông, các lỗi hành chính, các vi phạm hành chính thì nhiều, đúng không? Xảy ra thường xuyên và gần như ai cũng vi phạm hết, đúng không? Ở xứ sở chúng ta rất nhiều người vi phạm hành chính. Vi phạm hành chính là chính là vi phạm pháp luật. Ok, chúng ta sẽ có một bài nói về vi phạm pháp luật nhé. The second way to carry out is the inducement. Yeah, just taking what you are obeying the law. Yeah, most of you are not obeying the law. Obeying the law. Obeying the law. Okay. So thank you for respecting the law. You're taking your law course. The last one, the third one, maybe not last. The third one is social isolation. If there is something really serious legal violation, then the person could face with social isolation. That's by the cohesion mechanism. Yeah, the cohesion here is something not is something a middle serious, but the social isolation is the highest one. Okay, like drug dealing, yeah, drug carrying, drug possessing, making is really serious crime in territory in our nation. Okay, maybe many other countries. The social isolation could apply to someone if they are breaking the law in serious situation, in criminal. Yeah, normally. So social isolation in criminal, they call that is imprisonment. Or the second one is life imprisonment. What is life imprisonment? Who tell me in Vietnamese? Life imprisonment. What is it? What does it mean? You know? Life imprisonment là chung thân đấy các bạn, đúng không? Nhốt. Okay. There is the way to carry out the function. Now we move to the next part. The second part is the organization of the state. we study about how the state is the how the state is organized. Okay, how state organized. What about the state organ organized, and what about the linking in function and operating, yeah, of the state organs. Okay, now we move to the conception. What about the organization of state? When we're talking about the organization, we're talking about the mechanism, the hierarchy from the top to the bottom. Yeah, because the state means whole of the system. State is not only one small organization, but it's a big one. The big one consisting a lot of state organs inside. Okay, just not this mixed up. It's not this unclassified the state organ, but must be in order. Okay, so we begin with the conception. The state mechanism is a system of state organ. Yeah, from the central to the locality. The central is the top. Okay, those localities is the bottom. So which are operated by the particular and runners rules in order to carry out the function and the responsibility of the state. You see, when we're talking about nature state, we're talking something inside. Then we're talking about the function of state, we're talking about something outside. That's expressed about the state nature. So when we're talking about the state mechanism, we're talking about the tool. Okay, the tool. Without the tool, the state never acts, never implement, or never show its the nature. Okay, without the state mechanism or state organs. Nếu không có các cơ quan thì bản chất nhà nước không bao giờ được thể hiện, và cái chức năng nhà nước không bao giờ hiện thực được. Tất cả chỉ là trên giấy thôi, đúng không? Without the state mechanism, the state do nothing. Okay, so we could call the state mechanism is a tool of the state to express the state function and to show, to implement the state nature. Okay, so we got the conception. The state mechanism is a system of state organ from the central to the localities, which are operated by particular and runners rules in order to carry out the function and the responsibility of the state. Okay, stated by the state mechanism. I move to the second one is the characteristic. So what about the characteristic? So we're talking about the state mechanism. So we're talking something about the system of state organ which has internal relation in both organization and operation. Yeah. So what about the internal relation? It's not like the state nature. Yeah, it's different. It's something here internal mean here is a physical internal. Yeah, this is not something is theological like the nature of state. Like in one company, yeah, I give you an example, another example. In a company, there's some department, and the linking or the relation between the department in the company, that means to express about how the mechanism is linking. Okay, there is a HR, the department, there is the should be the plan department. They working together, cooperate together, yeah, to deal with the things to do with the problem to do in the company, yeah, to support the company, to move, to develop. Okay, So in the country, in the state also the same. So the state, when we're talking about just mechanism, state mechanism, then we must be talking about something that like the internal relation. Then we know that the relation here in organization and operation will represent for this form of the state. So that means the characteristic of a state is not the same. Okay, like American state will have the different characteristic to compare with the Vietnam state characteristic. Okay, because of the organization and the operation and the linking between them. Yeah, internal relation in organization and operation. Do we have a similar organization of the mechanism to compare with the US of America state? Chúng ta có tổ chức nhà nước tương tự như nhà nước Hoa Kỳ không? No. So what is the main difference or the differences between the organization of Vietnamese mechanism and the US mechanism? Sự khác nhau căn bản giữa tổ chức nhà nước Việt Nam và tổ chức nhà nước Hoa Kỳ là chỗ nào? Các bạn thử đoán xem. Guess what? No idea. Okay, we study that political institution is too general. Yeah, normally we see the student explain one thing too general. Yeah, we must be classify. Okay, something must be specific. Yeah, not too general. Political institution. What wrong with the political institution? The president, the chairman of the National Assembly. Yeah, something. Yeah, close. Khánh Vy. Yeah, the good one. The U.S. consists of many states and led by the president. Really? Tấn Tài. Do we have Vietnam? Do we have Vietnam have a president? Việt Nam có chủ tịch, có một cái vị trí gọi là president không? No. We do not have president. Yes, Bảo Ngọc answer yes. If that's who, what his or her name? Chúng ta không có chủ tịch nước rồi các bạn. Đúng rồi. Sự khác biệt giữa tổng thống với chủ tịch nước là gì? Tổng thống, chủ tịch nước, tất cả nó đều gọi là president đấy chứ. Đúng không? Và chủ tịch nước của chúng ta có lãnh đạo không? Có chứ. Tổng thống của nó có lãnh đạo không? Ui, cái này thì không phải bàn rồi đúng không ạ? Đó. Thôi thầy sẽ giải thích thêm sau ha. Đây này. Xíu nữa đi vào các cái characteristic cụ thể, tôi sẽ nói thêm. Based on the certain rules, okay? Certain rules could be the constitution. Yeah. Yeah, this could be constitution. Yeah, and other legal document might be. I mean, we are a socialist republic. Yeah. It's good. Yeah, understandable. But why they also call it Republic of the America? Okay, many other countries like the Republic of the Italy, the Republic of who's that just many countries. Yeah, we are also republic. We also a republic. We call it the Republic, the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. Many countries they call Republic of Italy, Republic of Japan, Republic of South Korea. Many countries they also call Republic. Is that the same? Chúng ta cũng là nước Cộng hòa và họ cũng là nước Cộng hòa đấy. Cái này hơi khó nha. Cái đó sẽ có một bài nói chi tiết về state formation. Ok, chỉ gợi ý chút xíu thôi, đúng không? Có thời gian để học bài đó riêng. So based on certain rules. Okay, now we move to the specific characteristics. The first one is centralization. The centralization, or other what we saw as a centralization of the power. So that means the power is consolidated into one person, yeah, and a group of people, or a group of people, sorry, or a group of people. That then I say among of many people. Okay, so the sharing here or the consolidate here consisting of legislative, executive, and judicial power. We talking about the central. Here is the central, the power. Yeah, we're talking about state. We're talking about power. So centralization means consolidate the power into. Here we care about that one. The subject here is one person or a group of the people. So that is a centralization. Or in Vietnamese we call that is the tập quyền. Hay gọi là cách thức tổ chức quyền lực. Cách thức tổ chức quyền lực. Remember. Cách thức tổ chức quyền lực trong bộ máy nhà nước. Here in centralization, the power consolidate into one person and group of people. So think about one person who really powerful in one country with all of the power, including the legislative, executive, and judicial. Which country? Tell me, which country? There is one person, powerful person within legislative, executive, and judicial power. Thailand. What else? Is that Thailand have one person with all of the power? All of the power? Who has that power? North Korea, really? Russia? North Korea, yeah, but not one person. Russia, no. Russia is something, it's hard to say. Something, there are many accused It's arguable topic about Russia. Someone tell that the Russia system is like the dictation, the dictator in Russia. Yeah, you see, the president had changed, not directly, but he used power to enforce the parliament to amend, to amend the constitution for his power, continuously. Right, something is dictation, okay, not centralization, not clearly. Arab countries, more particular, what country? I know there are Arab countries, a lot of country, you know about that society, Arab society, a lot of countries. There's United Kingdom, sure, yeah. Thank you, Bảo Ngọc. We call the centralization in the country, that country should be called monarchy. Monarchy. I write down here, monarchy. That one, Thailand, yes, it's true. United Kingdom is true. But I should give you more accurate. The example is Brunei, Jerusalem. The country is which is our neighbor. Okay, Brunei, Jerusalem. You will see one person is the king here, got a lot of the power, legislative, executive, and judicial power. But UK and Thailand, yes, it is, but not clear. Now they are the king and the queen in the UK and the Thailand's not represent and not the power, not hold the power. The legislative, executive, and judicial. No, it's a theory, not in practice. But in the Brunei, Jerusalem, yes, it is. The king have all the power. Yeah, so that's why he can change the law. He can make the law. He can amend the law like his idea, his opinion, and he is really powerful. He got more than 10 wives and hundreds, I don't know how many, hundreds of children. Yeah, because he is the centralization country and he got all of the power here, legislative power, executive power, and judicial power, which we call the country like UK, the Brunei is an absolute monarchy, quân chủ tuyệt đối. Absolute monarchy, tuyệt đối nghĩa là tất cả các quyền. The country like Thailand and the UK, you call that is a parliamentary monarchy, quân chủ đại nghị. Okay. Okay, Khánh Vi, yeah, you good one. We also have constitutional, yeah, sure, monarchy. Okay, that's true. Yeah. Khánh Vi, you excellent. Okay, that's good. That's good one. We also call, yeah, but it's more accuracy and really the centralization is absolute monarchy, because all the power is consolidated into one person. There's a king or the queen, not every. Okay, Europe of the people, just not only a monarchy country, but the country like a socialist republic. Okay, We also centralization. Yeah, because the power centralized into group people here is a national assembly. National assembly is a group of people, everyone. It's an organization or state organ, but that state organ consists a group of people. Now in Vietnam is 499. Yeah, 99. Yeah, we're lacking one. Yeah, we're missing one because he's in the jail now. We are formally is 500, but now it's 499. The member we call in short is the MP, member of parliament, or in Vietnam we call it member of National Assembly. Yeah. So to centralization in Vietnam, yeah. Also the power consolidated into a group of people. Okay, we also centralization. Yeah. And the second one, the characteristic of that is that's decentralization. But I prefer to use that term, separation of powers. Separation of power is more accuracy, yeah, than decentralization. Here, the power here is not consolidated into one person or group of people, but it's separately. It divided and separate. It divide and assign. Like I got one I got one power. So every power is missing, yeah, in one piece. So I could give you king. So that is a centralization. But I got a one piece of the power. Then I divide it and divide into three parts, three pieces. Then I give one to just organization. I give the second one to another organization, and the last one I give to another organization in the state. So that is separation of power, not consolidation. Okay, not into one piece, but separation. So yeah, so that's why we call here is a decentralization is separation of power. Really famous theory, everyone. And you should find the book called The Spirit of Law. Spirit of Law is also translated into Vietnamese. Okay, yeah, it did. Okay, separation of power. The most country over the world follow that theory. Yeah, for your information, the separation of power. So what does it mean? So decentralization is a process of the redistributing or dispersing the function and the power away from the central authority. Yeah, think about the state, think about the power. The power, it depends. Yeah, normally you see, oh, is a group of power, is a piece of power. But how is the implement? How is the practice? So it depends on the country. If the country keep it as a one piece and assign it to one person, so it could be called the monarchy, and there should be the centralization. But the country, they divide the power into the pieces and give it, assign it to the organizations. So we call that a decentralization or separation of power. And the US of America is one country really famous for the separation of power, really famous for this theory, with the principle called the balance and check, here. That's principle, okay? The keyword here, separation of power and balance and check, spend some time to research that, okay? By search that on Google, yeah, everyone, okay? The balance and check and separation of power. Yeah, try to find what is the balance and check, what about the separation of power. Okay, and I could ask you the question about the US or American. How is the organized the state? Okay, state organs. Thầy sẽ hỏi một câu hỏi liên quan đến các cái nguyên tắc về phân quyền và tại sao nước Mỹ lại phân quyền như vậy. The second chart you see here, the United States of America, they divide the power into three power: executive, legislature, and judiciary separately. Yeah, not mutual. Yeah, not stick together. No, clearly separately. Yeah, to try to answer the question, what is separation of power and what is the balance check and how it's applied in America? Yeah, US of America. Okay, get it? Any question? No questions? Hy vọng là các bạn nắm được phần nào, đúng không? Các lý thuyết này là các lý thuyết rất nổi tiếng của các nước trên thế giới đang áp dụng cách mạnh mẽ, đúng không? Chúng ta hiểu được thì chúng ta sẽ trở thành các nhà thông thái, đúng không? Nhìn đâu hiểu đó, giống như có kính chiếu yêu vậy đó. Nhìn vào quốc gia này, nhìn vào quốc gia kia, nhìn vào chính trị này, chính trị kia, chúng ta đều hiểu hết được bản chất của vấn đề, đúng không? Nha, nó rất là quan trọng nên các bạn chịu khó đọc. Những cái này thì có thể lên Google tìm hiểu rất nhiều thông tin và rất nhiều bài viết về balance check and separation of power. Okay, spend some time to read. I would ask you a question about the balance check and separation of power and how the power perform in the US of America. Okay, thầy sẽ hỏi những câu hỏi như này về buổi sau. Ok, hãy dành một chút thời gian để tự nghiên cứu nhé. Buổi sau là buổi 9 rồi, nhanh ghê đó. Học này rất là chậm luôn. Ok, mà các em không nắm được nữa thì thôi đó. Thế thì chắc buổi sau thầy sẽ gửi cái topic cho các bạn lựa. Gửi trước thì cũng chưa thể làm present được, có một số topic chúng ta chưa học nữa. Đúng. Học khá là chậm. Nếu mà không hỏi thì thôi. Thank you for joining and contributing for the successful class today. Goodbye and see you later. Bye bye.
Goodbye, teacher.
Bye bye.